Um, but yeah, I think we already talked about the culture that Korea has, and the mental warfare. Like they're just maybe more used to that because that's what life is over there when they play that game.
Hmm.
And we've for a while, you may not know about this, but for like FPSs, most of the time I think the Western countries usually win more, or maybe they just weren't as popular in the Eastern countries back
Y-
then.
Yeah, I think it's a popularity thing too, to be honest. I mean,
Hmm.
CS:GO, we can go back as far as like 1.6. I'm pretty sure it was much more popular in Europe compared to like every other part of the world,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
naturally they were just
The
shitting
best
on
for a
everyone.
while, right? Yeah.
Same with like Call of Duty and Halo, like that's what
Hmm.
the Americans loved playing,
Hmm.
and so we were naturally just better than everyone. Um, yeah.
Just playing it for that, like we're essentially veterans of those games, right?
Mhm.
And then but what I was gonna mention is like Valorant, it's seen like, even for a while we were still like the Western countries were dominating, but I think Korea had a team that actually made a lot of noise and upset a couple teams, and they played their own style of the game, and I was kind of impressed. I was like, ooh,
Hmm.
yo, these guys, yo, I remember because I when I was in Korea and playing with some of these kids, I was like, yo, these guys are cracked. They were making some nutty shots, and I know they could do it. It's just like whether they want to learn or not. And then I think it's just like League of Legends for esports in general. If the whole world starts agreeing on like certain games and they like to play that, I think it's would be awesome to have these worlds situations in these games because just seeing them duke it out against each other, it'll be very interesting to see, especially where both are at more entrenched, I guess. Like if the Westerners do like FPSs a lot and then Easterners also try, then let's see what happens. And then who knows, the game would evolve or like people will find their own styles just like in League of Legends. Who knows? I think it would be awesome and entertaining as hell to watch.
Right, because I guess you would say that any world's competition in anything right now is kind of skewed depending on like what level of interest like that country or that region takes in that particular sport or game, right, or competition. Like for example, I mean, this is easy to see like in Olympics or whatever, right? Like oh, like
Yeah.
certain summer Olympics or winter Olympics, like certain countries are really good at them. But like I would even venture to argue, right? Like I mean, like U.S. men's soccer is garbaggio, right? But it's
Yeah.
like, but it doesn't have to be, right? Like, but it's
Hmm.
if not only because soccer as a sport in the United States is like only like what like fourth or fifth out of all the major sports.
Yep.
I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure like if you know if America ever took an interest at all in soccer, which most other countries have internationally at least,
Hmm.
then you know you'd have something on your hands that could be really interesting in terms of like the highest level of competitions or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
but you know if you could only compete if everybody's participating, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoever's participating plays that game. Whoever's not participating just doesn't even show up. So that's just how it is.
That's fair.
Are you tilted?
I'm always tilted. Are you tilted?
Man, I'm tilted to the max. I'm always tilted.
Special guest, young Oscar, are you tilted?
Dude, you can see it in my eyes, dude. I'm like ultra tilted all the time.